all right, she's bad. Okay, people want to look at her. Yeah. She's over here getting people to want to care about her. Cool. She's not a star for her music.
Yo.
This your boy Chad. I got my boy
DZ.
We are the Ill-Advised Wise Guys.
Check out the full podcast, link below.
All right, next topic. So this is the Saweetie one. So I recently did a blog post about Saweetie's latest EP. I don't know if you heard it. It's called The Single.
I did. I actually did.
It's about 7, 8 songs.
Quick listen.
One of the comments I made in the post was, Saweetie is one of the most popular hip-hop artists in the world. Then the second sentence I said, she had a freaking McDonald's meal.
Yeah.
That's how popular she was. Then the third sentence I said, Saweetie is not the best female rapper in the world. I think Saweetie's caught up in this matrix where she's super duper popular, but I don't think her music matches her popularity. And I'm not, this is not a diss, this is not an insult. I think this is just an observation. It's constructive criticism.
I think she would agree. I really believe Saweetie would agree with that.
So I think Saweetie's in that matrix where the brand Saweetie's winning, but I'm not too sure her music is winning. Rumors started to swirl that Saweetie, that the Single Life EP, only sold 2K in its first week. It's an EP. I don't think she marketed that well. I don't know why people are paying attention. Kind of goes back to what you were saying a couple months ago about like they really like hyper focus on hip hop sales. Hip hop the only genre that highlights first week album sales.
Why do we know how much the game sold first week? And then I was like, why do I never know anybody who's not black? I mean, I'm gonna go that route. And when I say black, I mean people who are not affiliated with hip hop culture.
But whatever is whatever. Rumors are circling around like, okay, she's not that good. Some people are saying she's being blackballed. I think that was Young Berg, aka Hitmaker, said something like the label, it did not treat her right. And then there was Reason, right? Said that, you know,
from TDE. Before I even get into his tweets, like to me, the overall, I think, conversation that I want us to have is the artist development side of these artists that we listen to on an everyday basis. Is that lacking? Is that something
is essentially what Reason was saying?
Correct. And I think if we approach the conversation from that point, we'll have a different discussion than just talking about her sales and whatnot. Yeah. The comparison between your brand and the music itself not being good enough to match your brand, right? Reason said a couple things. To me, it was I think it was controversial. He said this Saweetie album sales is really funny, but also in my humble opinion, she's a representation of the lack of artist development. He said Saweetie is a star. She's proven that. But you still have to develop artists and help them make better records. He said, I'd love to write for Saweetie. He was like, yo, I'm addressing this only because, you know, people were just going crazy at him, like mentioning him and every conversation. Like he said, any person that can get millions of people to engage, be invested, like them, and follow them is a star. He said that is talent. I gotta push back on that.
There's a difference between talent and appeal.
I think what he's trying to get at is like the ability to make someone care about what you do is talent. Because if it wasn't, everybody would be able to do it.
Absolutely not true.
Yo, remember how we've had this conversation about basketball? It's hustle.
Yeah,
a talent.
Is it a skill?
Is it a skill? To me, if you have a skill, you should say that's a talent, right? The reason I always said hustle is a skill is because you could say people are capable of hustling. But the fact that not everybody does it, whether it's because they don't want to, whether they can't do it hard enough, I'm trying to tell you, bro, it's a skill, bro.
Hustle is an asset. I think we all have the ability to hustle.
Right.
But if you're somebody that actually hustles, that is an asset. That's something that you take advantage of. Going back to
agree with
Saweetie, I'm 100% right. Saweetie, to me, is not that she's talented. I fully disagree. In my opinion, has appeal.
Notice how he said she's a star.
She's a star. And I'm like,
that's his overall
she's
point.
A star, but I think she's a star because she has appeal. The hip hop industry, the music industry is not always about what you're able to do or what you're able to output.
Yeah.
Like, it's also how you look.
Yeah.
It's also how you carry yourself. It's also how you can differentiate yourself from the pack. I tell this story all the time. and I think Saweetie does very well at this. Lil Wayne, I guarantee you, I would say I was old enough to remember when Lil Wayne had his ride. Before Fireman and before Carter 1 and Carter 2 and all that stuff, I remember when Lil Wayne was kind of just there in the hip hop industry. And one thing that always was noteworthy to me was Lil Wayne would say, I'm the best rapper alive. And when I was younger, I would be like, yo, this dude, Lil Wayne is saying he's the best. Yo, hey, I went home and told people, I said, yo, Lil Wayne is saying he's the best rapper alive. But then because he said that, I started paying attention. I was like, okay, best rapper alive, put up some good verses. He caught our attention because he kept saying it. And I think Saweetie, she does a really good job of letting people know that she's important. Letting people know she's a boss. Which letting people know, like, yo, I'm not on these other people's level.
So you brought up the Lil Wayne example. That's a great example. You know what he was doing by saying, I'm the best rapper alive? Marketing. So when Reason says verbatim, but I agree with some of this stuff. When he says Saweetie is a star, any person that can get millions of people to engage, be invested, like them, and follow them is a star. I agree with him. But when he says that is talent,
guys,
you know where things go left? When he says this is talent, which you can argue being able to market is talent. That's a skill. You have to know.
Yes. See, now I agree. That's not an asset. That's a skill.
I'm not using the word asset. While Saweetie can be a star, which I from that standpoint, we can agree somebody, all right, she's bad. Okay, people want to look at her. Yeah. She's over here getting people to want to care about her. Cool. She's not a star for her music.
Actually, she has some bangers.
Okay, she got a couple. But what I'm saying is she doesn't have a fan base for music, in my personal opinion. I don't think so, bro.
She makes the same music as like the Erica Banks of the world.
In my opinion, I believe people are not invested in Saweetie for her music.
Nobody is.
They're not.
So nobody says Saweetie's their favorite artist. Respectfully. However, they are listening to Saweetie's music. Okay. Because it's inevitable. In commercials, you hear Saweetie's music in the club. You've heard Saweetie's music, and there's a lot of songs that she's made that you nodded your head to. Right. However, remember what I opened up this topic, what I was trying to say when I said Saweetie's not the best rapper. To me, she doesn't have the best rap skills out of the group of women. But that doesn't mean that you don't have music that pops. That doesn't mean that you don't make music that people like. You can also not be the best.
We're saying some of the same things, but I'm going a step further when I say Saweetie does not have a fan base of people who rock with her for her music. What I mean by that is, yes, of course, everything you said is true. There's something about being able to create a group of people who like your music over a period of time. There is something like that. Lil Wayne did it from day one. He marketed himself as the best rapper alive. He put out a great album.
Because Lil Wayne was actually a good rapper.
That's my point. Like, Saweetie is not a good rapper.
Yeah, but she's still getting people to how
she doesn't make great music.
Listen to the full episode. Link below.